things changed dramatically from May to June, and the season concluded, obviously, with Ole Miss carrying a trophy off of the field at Charles Schwab in Omaha as the Rebels won their first ever national championship. Keith Carter, for his part, made it abundantly clear that Ole Miss was going to do everything it could to make Mike Bianco happy and to have him be the coach at Ole Miss for as long as he wanted. Traditionally, Ole Miss has not released terms of baseball coach salaries, but they did on this one. Mike Bianco has signed a new 4-year contract that officially began on July 17th of this year and runs through June 30th of 2026 with a total base compensation of $1,625,000 a year, which is a great starting point, but that's not where he's going to stop. This is a contract that is heavily incentivized on both an annual basis and a cumulative basis. So annual compensation for Mike Bianco will increase each time he meets the following goals. Makes it to an NCAA Super Regional, he gets a $35,000 base salary increase. Makes it to the College World Series, a $50,000 base salary increase, or winning the College World Series is a $100,000 increase. So that's an or thing. It's not you can get 35 plus 50 plus 100. Depending on how far you go, that's how much the base salary goes up on a year-over-year basis. In addition to that, there are annual incentives, and then there's some career milestone incentives as well. So you win the West, you get a $15,000 bonus. You win the SEC regular season, you get a $25,000 bonus. SEC tournament championships, a $25,000 bonus. Don't tell me the SEC tournament doesn't matter, hey, Dad.
Matters to some.
And an SEC Coach of the Year award is worth $25,000 in terms of a bonus. Then you get into the postseason. $25,000 for hosting a regional. $15,000 for appearing in a super regional, or $25,000 more for hosting it. So either 15 or 25 for getting to a super regional. An appearance in the College World Series, that's a $150,000 bonus. Or getting to the College World Series finals is a $300,000 bonus, or winning it all is $400,000, and being named National Coach of the Year, as Mike Bianco was by basically every single publication that's out there this year, that is a $50,000 bonus. Now here, we get into the longevity bonuses, career achievement. Mike Bianco has, at Ole Miss, 854 career wins. I think that's the number. Yes, he has 854 wins at Ole Miss. Win number 900, so a really good season this year, or like a sweep of Stetson next year. If it's just an average season, $125,000 bonus. Career win number 1,000, $250,000. Career win number 1,100, another $250,000. Becomes the winningest SEC baseball coach. That's a $250,000 bonus. If he gets to 1,200 career wins at Ole Miss, that's a $250,000 bonus. And then there's some APR stuff in there as well, which I would think for the baseball team is probably pretty achievable, either $25,000 or $50,000. So there's a very real path to a $2 million year for Mike Bianco.
I did the math, and I don't know if I'm right or not. So how many wins did you say Bianco has?
854 at Ole Miss, 954 for his career, but these bonuses are Ole Miss based only.
Okay. So he would have to become the all-time winningest coach in college baseball in SEC history. Is that correct?
There is an opportunity if he becomes the winningest SEC baseball coach ever.
Okay, so if I did the math right, he needs about 360 more wins.
Total?
The way, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure Ron Polk is number one, and his number is 1218 for SEC wins.
So that's 9 more seasons averaging 40 wins.
Yeah. That's doable.
Yeah. That's the thing that cracked me up this season is people were talking about retirement. That dude's not retiring. He's 54.
Still young. He's still good.
Not anywhere close.
Yeah. By the way, there's a little bit of an incentive to coach for a few more years.
Yeah, no doubt. The only thing I can really take away from this, well, I say only. There's 2 things. First, the obvious: when you win a national championship, you get paid like a national champion. And
let me interrupt just for a second. Base salary only, base compensation, no bonuses, no incentives. That's $6.5 million over the next 4 years, which is good work if you can get it.
Yeah, no doubt. And 2, again, I go back to, I mean, he just won a national championship. He has ran a very steadily successful program for 2 decades. Think about what Ole Miss's, and Mississippi State, but the conversation about Ole Miss today, what their investment that they've already put into baseball and what they're about to put into baseball will do when there's no more disadvantages. I keep going back to that is they've invested so much in baseball already, but there's still something holding them back that they cannot overcome. It's impossible. They can't do it unless politicians get involved. That's soon about to go away. And that investment is going to matter a lot more than it currently does. And it does matter right now. I'm not saying they're wasting money because they're not. But that dollar is going to go longer, I believe, when everything's equal. And they're about to keep putting money into the program. Like, they haven't stopped yet. It's not just Bianco's salary. His assistants are getting paid more. They just finished an indoor facility, and they're about to put $40 million into stadium renovations.
Which, like everything, it'll end up costing more than that when it's all said and done.
It will. The renderings, for what it's worth, look phenomenal. That's going to matter more starting, 12 months from now? Maybe 18 months from now. Whenever this thing goes down, all of this money that is being invested into baseball will have a bigger impact. I can't wait to see what that looks like. It's kind of far away, but man, the investment's going to start really paying off soon. It already has, obviously, but even more so.
Mike earned it, too.
Yeah, he's got that trophy in his office.
He does. Absolutely earned it. And congratulations to him and to his family. When you win really, really big, you get to reap the rewards that go along with it. And he was rewarded in a big, big way today by Ole Miss. Obviously, this got done a few weeks ago. They're just announcing it today. Mike in Oxford says that Mike Clement and Lafferty got raises as well. That puts Ole Miss in the top 4 in assistant pay. That's great for them. And you know what that does? And we've seen it with Mississippi State also. It gives you stability on your staff. Big time. Jake Gautreaux has had opportunities to go be a head coach somewhere else. But he's making so much money at Mississippi State in a great job at a great program in the best conference in America that it's got to be the right job to leave. Carl Lafferty and Mike Clement are in the same boat. Both of those guys have had opportunities, and Scott Foxhall may be in that boat as well. Both of those guys that we're talking about at Ole Miss have had opportunities to go be head coaches at other places, and they have turned those opportunities down because, one, you get to a point in your career and, like, as a father and husband and all those things where you're like, I really don't need to take a pay cut. Regardless of how much money you're making, you learn to live a certain way, and you're like, I mean, unless it's a really strategic move, like it's a great group of 5 job where you think 3 years and I'm getting an SEC or ACC job that's going to pay a boatload of money. But the thing is, in a lot of cases, it's not just taking a pay cut, it's taking like half of what you're making as a top 2 assistant at an SEC job. Point being in all of that is it leads to stability on your staff. Mike Bianco's had a ton of stability on his staff for the last decade. Chris Lemonis is finding that as well. Stability on his staff with Gautreaux and Foxhall and those guys kind of sticking together. And that matters. It matters in recruiting, and it matters in day-to-day in the way that you run your team.